Hello everybody, welcome back to G-Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. Or should I say, well, hello everybody! Yeah, some of you people missed that, huh? Anyway, I had a request to show some sleeping dogs lie. Of course, they never lie, they always tell the truth. We got Dr. Blackie here, and that's Limpy over there. That's Doggy Daddy over there, and that's Susie Q, and Cloudy Day, and Limpy, not Limpy, Cinnamon. And this jumper is getting to be a little pain, is Midnight. No jumping up Midnight. All right, you guys relax while I finish my video. All right, so I got a couple of quick things out here, a little bit more on the off-grid wisdom before we get into the makeup for What Is It Wednesday that we missed yesterday due to it being Christmas Day. Pretty nice day out, got a little wind blowing, but fairly nice. Anyway, propane. Okay, so I got 3 propane tanks. These are called 100-pound tanks. Okay, they're tall. Now that one, it looks like it's shorter than that. Well, it is, but it's got a little bit more diameter. It's still exactly the same amount of propane as that one. That's 25 gallons. Okay, and I've got them marked A, B, and this one out here is C. All right, now normally going into the winter, I have all 3 full. All right, and last springtime I actually switched from the B tank, which is empty. Oh nope, I'm sorry, I just refilled this one. This was empty. My friend Andy helped me refill this one so I wouldn't be without for the winter. But I switched from that one to this one, and I do like I did with my battery maintenances. I always keep it written on the wall so I know what I did when, and I can keep track of how much I'm using and all of that. All right, so if you look down here, I switched to tank A, which is this one, on February 11th of 2024. All right, and I'm still using this one. Now feel for the warmth, and I get all the way down, and it looks like it's right about there. So this one's almost ready to go empty on me. I'm just wondering if I'm going to make it to January. I don't think so. It looks like this one's going to go within the next day or so. And trust me, one thing you get used to is you always run out of propane in the middle of the night when you need it the most to try to keep warm inside. And it'll always happen on the coldest night of the year, so that you have to get dressed and come outside and change over your tanks. Now, I've had comments about my setup here with my flexible line. I can move from one tank to the other, and I usually keep the 3rd tank right in here when I'm starting the winter, so all 3 are in here, and I just have to switch from one to the other. And I got a chain that goes around them to keep them from falling over should anything strange happen. And when I put the 3rd one in, instead of it hooking back there, this chain hooks over here. It holds 2 tanks in this corner. So anyway, I went all through the summer using just this tank A. All right, I'm almost ready to switch over to tank B. Now, how did I go so long on propane? Because normally you're not going to get that kind of usage. Well, remember this year we had a really hot summer, a really hot, dry summer. So I didn't have to use hot water for hardly anything. As a matter of fact, just the sun heating up my big water tank up there had my water coming out at lukewarm of the cold faucet. And since it was 100+ degrees outside, when I would take a shower, That was fine. I didn't have to add any hot water to that. It was just a perfect temperature, body temperature, to keep me from shivering when I get under the cold water, and warm enough so that it was comfortable to take a shower in. Right now, I did take a few showers outdoors in this little outdoor shower, but they were just too hot. I got 2 tanks up on the top there, to 20 gallons each, and that fills off of that tank over there. It's connected on the downside of my pressure tank, my pressure pump. So I just open up a valve and I can fill those 2 tanks up there, let them sit in the sun for a while, and then I got a hot shower outdoors. But it's just been too hot all summer long for me to use the outdoor shower. So I did take it indoors, but I didn't use hot water. I didn't need hot water to wash dishes. The water coming out of the faucet was warm, and it was comfortable to do dishes with. I don't use hot water for my laundry at all. All my laundry is done in ambient temperature water, whatever comes out of the tank up there. All right. So I didn't have to use heat. I didn't cook indoors. I cooked outdoors on the barbecue all summer long because it was too hot to light a stove or an oven indoors. So that's how I got through so long using that 1 tank right there. Now, hopefully, when I switch over, I'll switch over to this one. I may even do it early and just leave the little bit that's in the tank there at the bottom and not worry about it. It actually works to my advantage because the place I get propane at gives me a little card that I get stamped every time I fill it up. And even if that one only takes 23 gallons instead of 25, they'll still give me a register for 25 gallons. So I get 2 gallons for free, basically, towards my next free 5-gallon tank. So anyway, I may switch over here within, I might even do it tomorrow. I'll switch over to this one. I'm going to unchain that one and see how easy it is to move. That'll tell me exactly how much is in it. So if I switch over then I don't have to worry about getting caught in the middle of the night with the heat going out on me and it only being in the 30s or 40s at night, which we've been getting for the past week or so. All right, so I got that said. Now, a quickie for Donna before we go over to What Is It Wednesday. You were talking about building your cabin, cinder block. Unless you've ever done cinder block before, it's not that easy getting everything straight and level and square. But I will be doing mine, so if you stick with me and wait until I get going on that, then you'll see how it's done. Okay, the first thing you got to do is set a nice level base. And then another mistake people make is not offsetting your blocks so that you got you don't start your next block on top of this one, because you're not going to go half and half over the top of a joint. You're going to line up your joints, and that's not going to give you any strength. You want to overlap that. So the next one would actually start halfway on here to there. So I'd start the one that I'm going to do next. Oh, you Cinnamon, you always in my videos. Anyway, the next one I would start for the next row would go on here. So it'd start in the end here, and it would go this half of this block and half of that one, and then all the others would be half blocks. And then I'm going to need some of the half blocks for when I start doing the wall. Now, these are 8/8/16s, and this is going to be the footing or the foundation. And I'm going to have a concrete slab floor. So when I do the walls, those would be 6/8/16s. They'll be 6 inches thick instead of 8 inches thick. And that allows me to, when I do the floor, I'll have wire that covers the whole area of the floor that'll be in the concrete, and then it'll go a few, now maybe an inch and a half over the top of this block before I set my next row. And what that's going to do is my wire bent into these blocks, it's going to tie the whole floor and the foundation wall together as one giant unit. So I don't have to worry about it shifting or moving or anything like that when the rains come or whatever is coming. All right. So you asked about clay and mortar. Well, if you've never done clay before, making clay, and some people use sawdust, others use straw, and yeah, you could go out here and pull up straw. A lot of work, and you can do it, and there's no problem with doing it. But one thing you have to remember is, if it's clay and straw or whatever, and you mix water with it to make a slurry that you can slap on the walls, in the heavy rains, the monsoonal rains that we get in the deserts, and that's the California desert, the Nevada desert, the Arizona desert, the Colorado desert, the New Mexico desert, we all get those monsoonal rains. And, well, I seem to miss them all. But that will wash the mud away, okay? The clay, it'll wash it down. It won't tear it down in one rainstorm, but it'll be maintenance to do on it through the years. So if you can, cinder block is better, but and I like cinder block for the desert because it gives you cooler summers and warmer winters inside, because solid concrete walls are just excellent for insulation. All right, so remember that. Your temporary toilet you're talking about, you know, I have one of those little portable camper toilets that has water in it and it flushes and all of that stuff. You know, big pain in the neck. You know what's faster? A 5-gallon bucket, and at Walmart you can get a toilet seat that snaps right on the top of a 5-gallon bucket. And then you get compactor plastic bags from the old compactors, something nice and heavy like that. And they actually in Walmart sell bag liners that you can put inside of those 5-gallon buckets and then snap the cover on. Now, the top cover of the toilet seat actually is a cover that holds the top shut. And then you got a plastic toilet seat to sit on. And the only thing you need for those is a bag of hydrated lime. You can buy that at Home Depot or Lowe's in their building materials section. Hydrated lime is a white powder lime, and instantly it will remove any odors from poop, whether it's human poop, chicken poop, horse poop, whatever. It takes the odor away instantly. So you keep some of that next to the toilet in a shaker bottle, and whenever you use the toilet, you sprinkle some of that in there and it kills the odor instantly. It also helps dry things out. The thing that makes toilets and outhouses stink the most is getting water down in with the poop. If the poop dries out fast, you don't have any odor that you have to worry with. If you add water to it, you pee on it and all of that. That's why compost toilets usually separate urine from number 2. Moisture, water, and that stuff is what makes the stink. It takes a long time for that to dry out again and stop the stink. So if you use the hydrated lime, it's a white powder, you'll find that it takes the odor away. And that's the greatest thing about it. And it's not expensive. I mean, you can get a 50-pound bag of that stuff for peanuts. It's not expensive, and 50 pounds goes a long way. I'm still using the 50-pound bag I bought back in my second year out here, and I'm going on my 10th year in April. So remember that. That works out great. All right. Tin roofs. Another question you asked, and I also got that from somebody else from Australia. They said, why do we use the asphalt shingles on our roofs? They prefer the metal roof, the corrugated metal, so they can collect water off the roof. Well, yeah, that's true. You can. I can collect water off of my cabin roof, even though it's got the asphalt shingles. I just have to use a first flush if I'm going to use it for anything consumable. All right. The water I catch off any roofs usually is for my garden only, so I don't worry too much about it, although I do have some first flush systems. Anybody wants to know about first flush systems, leave me a message in the comment section, and I'll do a video specifically on those for you. They're not hard to learn how to do. All right. So tin roofs, the reason we don't use those out here, well, for places like Apple Valley, California, which is not far from here, they are actually outlawed. Tin roofs are outlawed. And why? Well, because of the high winds we get out here. If the high winds come up and you've got a tin roof and the high winds buffer it for a while, it's going to tear the tin roof right through the screws. It's going to tear them off. And a piece of sheet metal like that flying through the air in a 40 to 80 mile an hour wind is a giant guillotine. It's going to behead somebody. It'll cut a person in half instantly. So that's why they're outlawed. So just getting that out to you. Remember stuff like that. You've got to check the winds in your area. I wouldn't want to have a tin roof here anywhere. Trust me, I've seen the wind so strong they snap the guy wires on that turbine post, and those cables are 3,000 pound test. You could tow a car with that a little distance, and I wouldn't try it on the freeway, but you could tow a car with that. Yet the winds here snapped that cable twice since I've been out here. So now I've got a double cable. I've got the 3,000 pound test, and then I've got a backup on that so that if I hear it banging or slamming, I can go out there and lasso it before it goes too far. All right, let's get to What Is It Wednesday makeup for Christmas Day's what is it? So this one's not going to take long. That's why I saved it to the end here. I've got it right here. Are you guys ready? Here is the What Is It Wednesday item. Okay. There we go. Give you a look at it from just about every angle that you can think of. Get my fingers out of the way here. And there you go. That's what it is. All right. Get your guesses in down below. Remember, only the first 4 correct answers are eligible for the drawing. And I'll be announcing when the drawing will be happening after next Monday. So before next Wednesday, or even at next Wednesday, I'll be announcing the day for the live drawing to see who won. This is G Bear, thanking you for joining me and signing off.